Dad's Day here on Good Day Columbia as we gear up for Father's Day happening this weekend. And this morning we want to kind of talk to the dads a little bit and pick their brains about the roles of fathers. Joining me this morning, Dion Jenneret and Jonathan Stone. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Very early start, I know. First of all, are y'all excited about Father's Day?
Yes, indeed.
You say that with a deep breath. What is that about?
It's our day. It's the day for the fathers. So, mothers always get this big celebration. So it's finally a day.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's my first one, so I don't really know what to expect. But
That's what I
I'm
was
really
going to
excited
say.
about
Yeah,
it.
Jonathan, you're a new father.
I am.
Tell me a little bit how it feels to be a new dad. And when we say new, I mean, how new of a dad are you
I've
right
been
now?
a father for almost 10 weeks now, so
Wow.
it's very new. We're still getting into the trying to sleep through the night phase.
Yeah.
So it's pretty exhausting. It's pretty tiring, but it's very rewarding. I love it. It's an amazing feeling.
Awesome. Well, Dion, I mean, I know you're not new to the dad game. Any advice you have for Jonathan, real quick? On the dad front, he's like, oh, it's welcome. Anything you got?
Go at it. I don't know what to tell you. It's a new day every day. So, just love the kids passionately and beat them. Have fun with them. I'm joking.
Stop it. No, he did not say that. Well, okay, so it's 2013, and you just mentioned a little bit about how Mother's Day people, you always hear people go all over the top for moms. Do you think on Father's Day dads get slighted a little bit? Be honest.
Yeah, I think they do. We do because oftentimes the father's role is often neglected, and he doesn't. We don't oftentimes understand how vital our role is. You need both of them, otherwise the scale is off. So it's important to have the fathers there, but I believe it's slighted because of the lack thereof.
Gotcha. The lack there of dads out there.
And being in their position.
Gotcha. Jonathan, to raising your, because you have a son now, raising your son, what are some of the things that went through your mind knowing that you were going to be a dad?
It's an overwhelming prospect because you know that you're responsible for the safety, the welfare, and the provision for him for at least 18 years. And so it's something that that my wife and I had to think long and hard about and pray about and just try to figure out what the right timing was for trying to make that move, and if it's something that God was going to provide us with, and we were blessed that the timing was right, and it all worked out well. But it was just so overwhelming to kind of, once we got pregnant, it was like just thinking about all that is going to be on my shoulders, and like the moment he was born, he wasn't reacting very well once he was born, and so he was immediately taken to the NICU, and it was like a really scary time. And like from the moment he was born, I felt like this weight on my shoulders that was like just overwhelming.
That's amazing to hear you say that too, because we always hear that the dad and the man is supposed to be the provider, and that, I mean, like you said, you are really responsible for your family.
Yeah.
How does it feel, I guess, being a father and knowing that you have all of that weight and all of that responsibility?
It's a weight because you understand you're responsible for somebody else's life, and so it's an honor. At the same time, it's very I don't know. Help me with this one. It's hard to explain.
It's tough. It's a big position. It's a big
weight,
position.
but like it's an honor, and to know that. I mean, if you really have a passion of being a father, it makes you more passionate to put yourself to the side and make sure you put your kids first in everything that you do.
Absolutely. So. Why do you think it's so important? Do you think like the father's role is crucial in any child's life? And I mean that because there are so many single moms out there. There are so many people that do grow up, unfortunately, without a dad. Do you think that's detrimental to children's growth, not having that dad there, that father there?
Yeah, I feel like when dads aren't present, there's got to be some kind of positive male role model in their life in order to fill that role that was designed for the father. And if there's not, it's going to be more difficult for sure.
And as I said earlier, it creates the scales is off. You didn't create the child by yourself, therefore you shouldn't have to take on the responsibility of raising the child. Right. The mother is the nurturer, and the father usually is the teacher, the protector, provider, and he's that example. So therefore, whenever the child becomes older, they have an example of what a male or a man should be, playing the role of a father or a mate or whatever have you. But without that, as we see in our communities, a lot of insecurities and a lot of violence and other things, because they're seeking what they never had before. But as fathers, if we play our role and do what we're supposed to do, I believe that a lot of that would cease.
And I love that you said that when we found out we were pregnant, because so many people, think, oh, the mom's pregnant, but no, it's both of your babies. She's just carrying the baby.
Yeah.
So I like that you said that we are pregnant. Any advice you have out there for young guys out there who they may be, running the risk, or, they may be sexually active and they don't really understand what could happen, that one day they could become a father? What advice do you give them if that does happen, that situation does happen?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll speak for I won't take that lightly. I wish that you would abstain if you can.
Okay.
But otherwise, make sure you're safe at all costs. But because taking on the weight of being a father is not a light thing. It's not something to take lightly. You have someone else's life in your hand, and you have to give an account for that. So make sure you're wise about the decisions that you're making and whatnot, and then prepare yourself for whatever, that you are in a position to be an example for that child, being a father and raising them in the right way that it should go.
Yeah, I would say don't become a victim of your circumstance. If you came from a rough home or from a single parent household, you don't have to continue that into the next generation. My dad had his father was married 5 separate times, and so but my mom and dad have been married for over 35 years, and so they've set that example. He's broken that chain that said, I don't have to do what my dad did.
That cycle does not have to continue.
I can raise my kids with my wife, and we can stay together, and we're going to commit to this, and we don't have to continue down the same road that his grandfather and father had done before him.
Awesome. Jonathan, Dion, thank y'all so much. I like this little father chat. We may have to have y'all come back. They talked with us a little bit earlier, and this time I know, Dion, you want to talk a little bit about social media and how that has come into play in the whole celebration of fathers, because we're going to see a lot of posts today on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook for fathers, but not just fathers.
Well, what I was saying was that oftentimes on Mother's Day, the day is specifically for the mothers.
Right.
And so oftentimes in different situations you have it where the father is not present. So therefore you get on social media the post about, shout out to the mothers who have to be the father as well on Father's Day. Okay. And so I was just saying, for a mother can never teach a boy, as we talked about, to be a man, and that the role of the father is important. This is Father's Day, so it would be nice if it would be catered towards the fathers only.
So just the fathers.
Just the fathers.
Get love
yes.
today.
Thank you if you would do that.
Yeah, but the fathers have also messed up too, and made it to where they've set a bad example for others, and they've kind of put us in a bad spot.
Well, I get that, but I think the best way to go about tackling that situation is to kind of ensure or kind of tell them what their role is, or help them understand what their role is. Not help them, because they should know kind of.
That's what I was going to say. So that these posts, and so that people don't do that, where moms have to try and play the role of mom and dad, because a mom cannot be a father. I mean, that's just not what women are born to be. We're born to be nurturers, not providers like that. What can men do? What can fathers do when they do have a child, so that these instances don't happen?
You gotta own it. It's your responsibility. You just have to. If that's what you created with someone else, that's your responsibility. You gotta take care of it.
And that's a part of being a man. Period.
Yeah.
That anytime you produce something or you do anything, you own up to your responsibility, and you take ownership for it. So that's the first part anyway. Period. Like you should, anytime you produce a child, since we're talking about Father's Day, you should be number one to take responsibility for that and do whatever is needed in whatever capacity for your child.
Now, we have some pictures of Dion and Jonathan with their beautiful, beautiful children, because they are fathers. Jonathan, a new father. What's your son's name?
Jonathan Paul. So he's a junior.
Look at that.
We call him JP.
Oh, well, then you really have to do a good job, because he's carrying the legacy. He's carrying the name.
Yeah.
Very nice. And Dion?
Oh. The squad.
The tribe. The tribe. Love it.
The Degenerate tribe. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. So what's been the proudest moment? I know you're still new at this, but what's been the proudest moment so far of being a father?
Oh, man. Right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
The fair last year.
Okay.
My oldest son, DJ, we call him Christian. But, we call him, his name is Christian, we call him DJ. We went to the fair. Nicholas got on the first ride. DJ was scared. And so.
And he's the oldest?
He's the oldest.
Okay.
So once he saw that, he felt he had to match whatever he did. So he got on the same ride again as we were walking. I don't know the name of it, the sky lifter, I guess you call it. We got on that. He said, I want to get on that. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So we getting on, and I'm scared. On the low, I didn't,
Look at you admitting
I
that. I
didn't
love
say it.
that.
I was
Okay.
scared as well.
You had
and,
to do it.
Yeah, and so, I got, I'm
Man
daddy.
up.
So,
You
you
gotta
know,
man up.
so we get on, and he's on the whole time. He's like, this right here. He didn't say anything. I was like, you good, man? Trying to be big.
Yeah.
So we get to the end. He's like, Daddy, I did it.
Aw.
And I can't lie, I did get a little teary-eyed.
Oh,
for
you got a little
moment.
emotional.
Yeah.
That's a cute moment. Jonathan, how about you?
I think my proudest moment so far has been my wife was out of town in Virginia for a bridal thing for one of her cousins, and we FaceTimed that morning,
Okay.
on last Saturday morning, and my son got on the screen as well, and he saw my face and saw me talking to him, and he hasn't really, smiled by like reaction yet. It's just kind
Yeah.
of random, but when he saw my face when I started talking with him, he started getting this
Oh,
really
I
big grin,
love
and so that was
it.
really cool. That really
He
made
saw
my
Papa
day.
and he just started
Yeah.
smiling.
That was
I
awesome.
Love it.
That's
I
good.
love it. Well, I hope that you two enjoy your Father's Day with your
you.
We will.
sons. And thank you so much for coming on this morning and talking about
you for having
the
me.
role
Yeah,
as a
thanks for having us.
father. Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much,
Remember,
guys.
do not
Do
post
not.
posts about mothers on Father's Day.
If you do, Dion will come after you.